Hi, my name's Lucy and welcome to my YouTube channel. I've shared 2 videos on IVF tips and I thought, heck, I haven't even shared a video on my own journey to IVF, so this is my journey. So the backstory of it is we were due to get married in April 2020. It was just before the first lockdown, literally a few days before it, so obviously the wedding got cancelled. And then we thought, we'll try for babies, like make the best use of our time. I bought the ovulation strips, a fertility lubrication, fertility vitamins. I ate I love good food, so I was eating a very good balanced diet. I was working out. I know we couldn't go to the gym back then, but I was working out and going for my walks. So we tried for 6 months and nothing happened. I'd wait each month. I'd be like, oh, these symptoms of the pregnancy symptoms, but the only thing that would follow was the only thing that would follow would be my period. So we decided after 6 months, because obviously I was 36, to get some help and further testing, which then led on to going through the IVF process. The first test that I had was a AMH blood level test. So I went to the doctor's surgery and they took some blood out, and then I had the results within a couple of days. This particular test is a hormonal test, so it tests the women's ability to produce eggs which can be fertilised, which could lead to pregnancy. So basically it's telling you how many eggs that you've got left. So when you're in childbearing age, you produce thousands and thousands of eggs, but the older you get, the less eggs that you produce. So because of my age, my doctor just wanted to double check my egg count level, and yeah, it came back all clear and there were no concerns at all. The next test that I had was a fertility scan. So this took place in the doctor's clinic. It was in a dimly lit room. There was a bed in the middle. I had a chaperone, a doctor, and my partner was allowed to go into the room. So it's an internal scan. So they've got a probe and they put this kind of like lubricant jelly on it before they insert it in the vagina. And then it was on the screen, so the doctor was explaining everything that he was looking for. So he was just basically looking to make sure there were no, they've got 2 ovaries, there was no problems with my uterus, and there was no like abnormalities such as like cysts or free flowing fluid. And yeah, it came back all clear, there were no concerns. The next test was the HSG test. It's an x-ray test. So what happened was I went into a x-ray room. Mark, my partner, wasn't allowed in. There were 3 members of staff, 1 consultant, and then 2 other workers. I had to put a gown on, it's a dark room, so you lay back on this bed and they insert a thin tube into your vagina and cervix. Then they inject dye in and they follow it. So you can see it on the screen, the dye is like a white colour, so you can follow it, and that shows then if they follow it through the uterus and then into the fallopian tubes, do you see my little into the fallopian tubes, just to double check there aren't like any abnormalities with the uterus, or you haven't got any blocked tubes or anything at all like that. So for me, when they threaded the tube through, that didn't hurt at all, that was fine. Like, it's a bit uncomfortable, but it's not painful at all. And they injected the dye, and that was like a weird kind of like cold sensation. Fine, didn't hurt. And then I was in agony. I was like gripping onto the bed like, oh my gosh. And the doctor was like, oh, calm, like just breathe. It was so painful. So I assumed like something must be wrong. I must have a blocked tube or something, there must be some abnormality, but it all came back clear, yeah. And then afterwards there was like a little bit of blood on the bed, but I'd only just come off my period, so I think it may have been linked to that, yeah. Next, Mark had a semen analysis test. So they test Mark's sperm, they look at the movement, the quality and the number of sperm. Yeah, describe Mark's fertility test. He's literally just pulled up in the car now, so I'm going to grab him and he can explain it himself.
What do you want me to talk about?
It's about your semen analysis.
My semen analysis. Well, where to begin? It's pretty traumatic. It's very difficult. The man has to go through such tough... Wow. The man has to go through such tough times. It's emotionally very challenging. But essentially I had to... Sorry if I well up.
Oh God.
So basically I got escorted into a room.
Escorted?
Yeah, the doctor
Did
took
you?
me.
Oh right, yeah.
So a gentleman, I won't name his name, took me into a room. He left me in the room by myself then.
It was good to know.
And there was a settee, or like a settee / chair. And he gave me a cup, and I had to sit on the settee and do the deeds. So yeah, this is the only equipment I had. You could dim the lights as well, so they kind of try to, you know, if you want to have it as a romantic mood lighting, you you can do. I didn't dim the lights or anything. I just sat on the settee, and there's like a little box in front of you, which kind of gives access to the other room. So the gentleman says to me, once you've done your bit, put the cup in that box, and you kind of push it through the letterbox, so to speak. But what was a slightly off-putting is on the other room next door, I could hear everything, and as I was doing my bit for this IVF treatment, I could hear them giggling, which was a little bit off-putting. But I don't. They weren't laughing at me. I think they were having a private joke in the room next door to me. But yeah, so I basically just did my bit and stored it in the cup, and once I was done, I kind of put it in, pushed it through into the next room, and voila, and they examined my my semen.
Mhm.
And yeah, go on. You how did they describe it?
I can't remember.
You
No,
do?
yeah.
Is
Oh,
it?
beautiful semen. Is
Yeah,
it?
absolutely lovely semen. So
Ta-da!
I was like, okay, so yeah, and that was it really. Bit of an emotional roller coaster, but I did it. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it, yeah. Thank you.
Bye.
We tried 3 months worth of Clomid. My doctor wasn't that keen because Clomid's used to ovulate, so to stimulate the ovaries to release eggs. But I was already ovulating, so he wasn't that keen. But I went private and I just wanted to try anything I could. So you take the medication and you go back in for a scan to make sure it's okay to try to conceive. I was on the border of, he said I was on the border of, if you do, it could potentially be risky because you could have multiple pregnancies, which is high risk. We gave it a go and nothing happened anyway. So after having all the tests, we fell into the category of subfertility, which is unknown infertility. He said like the test came back clear, but we just kind of don't know why you're not getting pregnant. But because of my age, he recommends to go straight through to the IVF process. Thank you for watching my video. This is my kind of personal journey, and everyone's journey is unique and different. If you resonated with the video or it's going to give you some tips or it helped or you just watched it, it would be amazing if you could subscribe to my channel, because I'm going to share some more videos on my journey, so the entire like IVF process that we've been through. Thank you.